Hello guys, today we have a new episode, an episode in which one I'm going to talk about, from my consideration, the basic things for all those ones that wants to improve their paddle or are beginners and wants to have the basic things to play the best paddle they can, right? So, first consideration that we should have in mind is like, of course, we have two types of position on court that when we are beginner, maybe we don't know in which one could we afford. So I recommend try both sides. But you know that in paddle you play 2 against 2. So in our side of the court, we have the position on the right and the position on the left. Then, as basic, we can consider two positions on each side. Let's say, for example, we play on the right. We have the position on the defense and the position on the attack. All the other places, it's not that it's forbidden, we can play, but are transition areas. So, talking about the defense, which one is the position that we should be? We can consider that we should be covering more the corner. Always when we play paddle, you know that on paddle we have walls or glasses. We should cover more the corner because it's a place that is a little bit more difficult at the beginning to defend. When the ball, for example, let's say if we are defending and we are near to the corner, always the middle, we have, if the ball is reaching the glass, only one rebound or easier rebound because it's going to touch only one glass, right? So how we consider what is the corner, we have like as reference more or less 1 meter or 1.5 meters from the white line and the same from the side glass. Or if you see, for example, if you are playing with glasses, there are two glasses on the side and the intersection of the two glasses, there is a line, and the same on the back glass, we are going to have this intersection. So when we have those lines and we approach to the intersection of these two lines, that could be our basic position. If we talk about the attack position, we can have like a distance of 3 meters from the net, and in this case we try to cover a little bit more the middle of the court, because usually the area that we should be considering more to touch or to cover in a better way is the middle. On the back, the corner, but on the net, the middle. Then depending the situation, this is a little bit more advanced, how we move in the court, right? So, second thing that for me is very important, and this is going to be attached to the types of shots that we can have on paddle, is like the way we hold the racket, the grip. So, as basic, you should consider that the normal way, or for a beginner, is a continental way. How is a continental way? The racket, the side of the racket, should like follow the line of the arm. Or if, for example, we do a movement from up to down with our wrist, this side of the arm, we should like think like we have a hammer. So the racket should be in that position. Why in this position? Because in the moment we are going to touch the ball with the forehand or the backhand, the face of the racket is going to be straight. Then some advanced players, depending different shots or styles, they can have different way of holding the racket. There is like a Eastern forehand, like for example, for the forehand, we have the face of the racket a little bit close, and we have much more, but I don't want to talk about this. The best way is the continental because it's the simple one, okay? So regarding this, here comes the shots, the basic shots that we should consider. The normal one, or the most important, I believe, for starting, is the flat way. When we hit the ball, we should feel like we are hitting the ball straight, right? Like we are feeling the ball straight, like the shot is flat. The other way could be top spin, like as the word says, top and spin. We are like making a kind of effect covering the ball from the highest part. So if we want to, like, for example, close the hand and we, for example, want to do a chiquita, that chiquita, the translation in English is we want to throw a ball that is like small, right? Doesn't go so up, so the opponent, for example, cannot attack to us. Or the other way could be slice, that in this case we open the hand and it's like if we cut the ball, right? So we have the flat way, that is the most important because it's the one that is going to make us feel the ball better and have much more accuracy on each shot. Then the top spin, and the slice, but this is more advanced, right? So that's another thing. Another basic thing that we should consider is how we move our body. And this for me is very important because always when we play paddle, if you see that naturally the court is divided in two sides, in our side, for example, where we have more meters of the court, from the back to the front, right? It's not like, for example, tennis that we run to the sides. On paddle, we run more from the back to the front or the opposite. So every time that we can push forward our body is the best way because we are going to transfer our weight of our body to the ball, and the ball is going to have more weight. So it's going to have more quality, or it's going, for example, a basic shot is going to be a little bit more difficult for the opponent to receive, and our movement is going to be more natural. So how we move forward, for example, if we want to hit a forehand, right? We try to use our left leg. We cross the left leg to the ball. So in the moment we hit, we have our body balanced and we can push forward. On the backhand is the opposite. We cross the right leg and we transfer also the weight to the front and we push, right? If you think about how is the position of our body, imagine you are surfing or skating, right? And when you are putting your body from the side, it's like that type of feeling. Second type of movement, this we can use it, for example, sometimes when we are receiving a serve or when we are standing on the attack position, right, that we are going to make some volleys. Maybe we don't have too much time to adjust with our feet. So if we cannot adjust, we just move our chest, right, our core. We try to turn with the upper body. So in the moment we turn, then we push just turning with the highest part. So in this way, yes, we can transfer also as much as we can, right? Because the ball is coming faster, but usually sometimes we use this. And the last part, the last kind of movement that we use it, for example, when we need to defend, when we need to go back, for example, with the glasses or more advanced level, we have an air shot and we need to go back, the step back. And how we do the step back? For example, if on the forehand, when we need to push, we go with the left leg. In the case that we want to go back, we open with the right leg, right? Imagine we are a compass and we need to turn back. So we open as much as we can. So we have more angle to hit. And then we can make little adjustments if we need, little steps. But in the last moment, we try to also, again, push with our left leg, right? Like we combine step number 1 with the step number 3. On the backhand is the opposite. We open with the left leg and then we push with the right leg. So if you try to understand what I'm talking about, it's like how we use our biomechanic of our body. Our body, every moment we are trying to hit, we should feel like our body is going on the same direction of the ball. So if we can adjust as much as we can to push in the direction we want to throw the ball, our ball is going to have more quality, more accuracy, right? Again, this is as beginning, because I know a lot of basic players at the beginning, they try to only think on the hand or just specific shots, but always think that paddle or the basic movements are from down to up. If we cannot adjust well with our feet, our quality of our shot is not going to be the same, or always our technique is going to change, right? We can compare it maybe to boxeo. The sportist of boxeo, if he wants to hit, he needs to adjust, so then he moves smooth, right? So in paddle is the same. And the last thing that we should consider as basic, always think like, depending what we try to do to the ball, how we should also put our body. What I want to say with this, for example, let's say we want to make a straight shot, normal shot. Let's say that in our body we have different spots, right? In our toes, in our knees, in our hips, in our shoulders. So in the moment we hit the left side and the right side, our spots should be on the same line, right? Same line regarding the floor, right? The floor is straight, the line of the floor is straight. So our body, these spots should be like straight, right? For example, if we want to do a lob, this is a very important shot in paddle that we want to throw the ball high. Let's think we are playing with the forehand. In this case, the left side should be higher. Imagine we want to throw a lob from forehand, so our right hip should be down and our left hip should be higher. So in the moment we throw the lob, our body is looking to the roof, let's say, or to the air, and our movement is going to be more natural going up. In the other case, for example, if we want to go like, let's say we want to attack, we want to do a smash, so in this case, the left hip should be down, should be lower than the right one, right? Because our body should be close to go faster down, okay? So depending, most of the shots that we want to do straight shots, we should be more stable. And if we want to go high, we open with our body. When we want to go down, we close our body, right? And last thing that also we can consider, but always remember that when we are defending, that I forget to say before, the racket should be lower or down because the ball is going to bounce on the floor, so we should have the racket faster down. And when we are on the net, that we want to make a volley, our racket should be higher, near, for example, the line of the shoulders. This sometimes we think we have it on mind, but then we forgot. For example, we are watching the game and we are, for example, on the net and we have the racket down because we are focused on the ball. So always try to remember how to have the racket before hitting, because Padel is a sport that is very fast, and as much as we can earn time between shot and shot is much better for then hitting the ball with more quality, right? So I believe these are the most important things that you should consider when you are going to start or to play or anytime. Then you have more advanced things, but I think with these tools you can start playing or practicing to give your best Padel on court, right? So guys, I hope you like it. Again, this is my point of view. If you have something to tell me, you can tell me privately. It will be a pleasure. So I hope it helps you and hope your Padel continue improving. Thank you guys for listening and see you on the next chapter.